about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not.
Hello friends and enemies, I'm here with my morning coffee. I'm literally filming this day before it goes up. So we're going to, we're gonna do Romancelandia monthly and I'm not excited. Alright, here's the deal. Y'all, this was almost a quiet month. I almost said, oh, I could almost take the month off level of quiet. I have one thing I missed from last month and we're just gonna go through what happened. I am not gonna use my usual formatting for this at all. we're just gonna talk about it. We got some big conversations to have, is how I feel right now, and I hate it. I don't wanna be here. This isn't, I mean, I wanna share like what's happening in our community, but this sucks. This sucks a lot, y'all. That's the best way I can put it. A lot of feelings all around this month with things. So first up, let's talk about Book Lovers Con. I forgot this in January because it happened January 3rd, and then just like I was recapping Badly Behaved Authors last month, as you know. Oh my gosh, things are falling. And I just was like, oh, we gotta talk about this still. So let's talk about Book Lovers Con. This is a reading romance convention situation that, you know, travels around the US. Last year was in Nashville pre-COVID, or it got canceled right before COVID. I'm not sure which. It always happens kind of in the spring, just like a Polycon and KissCon. Why are they all in the spring? Y'all need to space these out more. Beyond the point. January 3rd, they announced Book Lovers Con 2021 is happening April in Orlando, in Florida, a COVID hotspot. We didn't even have like full vaccine rollout yet in January, right? Like, I don't think I knew anyone who was getting vaccinated in January 3rd, like already had plans on the vaccination times. Yeah. So they were like, we're doing this. And a lot of people I know commented on their page and on their Twitter and said, is this really safe? Are you prepared to have lives on your hands? Because holding this is literally like the worst thing ever. I mean, here's their announcement. Like the worst idea ever. Because it is. And we definitely like, we're not gonna see events back this year, I don't think. And I don't think we should. I don't think it's safe yet. Then when everyone was commenting on their page, like, I don't think this is a good idea, this is really dangerous, you're not thinking this through, they were like, we're fine, we got this. And then they posted their plan, their change of strategy, which is that the event's canceled and they have to rethink how they want to do this going forward. I understand that events have like deposits and situations like that, and maybe you have to act like it's still going on, because I know insurance didn't cover COVID for a lot of events, and I get it, I do. I get it. But hotels that hold conferences and people that are putting on conferences need to be having these conversations and thinking it through before announcing them. Cause that's just not cool, y'all. Like, this is so gross. Like, so gross. I'm really disappointed in them, and I definitely think that this could have been handled better, as in maybe don't announce the event and act like you have a date. Maybe say like, we're working on it, we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do this year, and then come back and be like, we can't do it this year. You know, something. All right, and then we have the great plagiarism of January. Why do authors keep plagiarizing? Why did we have to kick the freaking year off with this? I am so annoyed. I became aware of the situation with SM Soto because I got an arc of Tales of Darkness. I think that's what it's called. I've got a picture here, I will show you. And then they put up on Instagram that the book was being re-edited to remove her works, because she literally stole and plagiarized entire paragraphs from a Kim Jones book that came out in 2017. This Twitter account, French Bookish, posted great comparisons that I'll link to in the description box for you, that I think really captured everything that was happening, and I'm just boggled. Yet again, I don't know why people think they can get away with this. And it's not just happening in romance. it's happening in other genres where it's coming out that people are plagiarizing other people and getting caught. And I'm like, y'all know you're gonna get caught. Like, you're gonna get caught. There's no way you're not gonna get caught. This isn't, like, you're gonna get caught. There's just no way. So yeah, she stole from Kim Jones's book. Here's the cover of it in case you want to check it out. Maybe give her a little support. Or that guy, I'm sorry, not he's that guy, that came out in 2018. SM Soto, instead of apologizing and like saying anything, basically like removed her presence from the internet and posted the biggest non-apology I've seen to date. So there's that. I will grab her apology and I'll throw it up here for you. So she said, so Kim Jones posted saying that she nicely asked her to take the teaser down and she didn't, where it was apparent she stole it from the book. And no joke, like side-by-side comparisons I will post in the description box and I'll throw some up here as we talk. It's like barely changed. It is bananas to me. And then yeah, SM Soto posted this great apology where she says she was woken up Sunday morning by her personal assistant to check her DMs. She didn't believe it would escalate this quickly. She unpublished that book, which was like something hard to read. Here's the cover. Sorry, I don't know the name of it because I'm not worried about her. I'm worried about making sure the author who got plagiarized from is supported. She said a new version of that book is coming. And then instead of apologizing, she said she's gonna make the changes and then talks about her personal life, which really has no bearing on this situation, and then says she's leaving the community possibly. Y'all, just don't support SM Soto is all I can say, honestly. I wouldn't buy her books. I wouldn't give her your money if I were you. Obviously, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. That's just my opinion. I will not be reading her because I do not support people who plagiarize and then don't actually apologize or talk about the situation. Perhaps there is talk of it being a ghostwriter situation where maybe she hired ghostwriters, she didn't pay them well, and they just took from other books. But that also just makes ghostwriters look bad, which is not fair to them either, because like, most ghostwriters wouldn't do that, I think. I hope. I don't know. I don't know any personally, but that is a thing I've heard speculated. But again, I don't agree because this is so bad. And I could not believe that we kicked the year off, like, with this already. Like, we're 2 months in and people are already acting up and I can't handle it. I get really annoyed. And rightfully so. Then we have another fun one from Entangled that I wanted to bring to everyone's attention because apparently Meet Me in the Middle wasn't enough. We have to have another across the aisle romance. And listen, if you're new to my channel, you may not realize this, but I am not here for this in any capacity. I do not think that a Republican and a Democrat working in DC can find love in any capacity currently. Especially after what happened in January at our Capitol, and especially in the current climate of basically saying that everyone's wrong if you're a Democrat and like if it's a Republican and a Democrat, right? Like, personally, like, I just don't think it can work. I don't think it can work, y'all. Maybe it could work in previous relationship situation, but I don't think that, nor does anyone I know that lives in DC have any, like, everyone that I know that's single in DC asks like if they work for the government, like what side they work for. Like, dudes in DC that worked for Trump can't get dates. Like, it's amazing. I think it's amazing. Well deserved. Anyways, this one is a lobbyist, Dallas McGrath. She has to reach a legislative compromise with the opposition, but with the most arrogant and obnoxious lobbyist in DC, Grant Pierce. Yeah, I don't know. This feels like, why? Why do we need another one after Meet You in the Middle, Meet Me, whatever the fuck that one was called from Berkeley? I just don't. We have the YA one. I don't think we need this. I don't think this is romance. I would much rather any other job, honestly. I don't think government's sexy. It's not. And yeah, we don't need this. Like, we really don't need this. But we got another one, so be aware if you see it and you're thinking about it. Maybe, I mean, if you want to try it, try it. I'm not saying don't get it, but I mean, hopefully it's not as icky as the other one in which they like tried to defend, they like twisted stuff about domestically abused women and gun laws, and yeah, that was a whole situation. I just want to let y'all know that apparently publishing is, these books were being written during the last presidency, so like, I have issues. There's a lot to be said there, if that makes sense, that you would write a book like this then, because why? Why? Just why? I do appreciate the fact that they're like lobbyists though, I will say that on this one, and not like working for Senate, because I feel like that's even grosser. All right, y'all. This is the subject I have a lot of feelings about, but not like feelings that I can actually have opinions about. I'm just very sad. I'm sad. I guess that's the best way to put it. I'm sad for the people involved. I'm sad for the community. I'm sad for the hurt that happened. I'm just like, I'm sad, if that makes sense. But before we discuss this, here's first things first. I am a white lady, obviously. I cannot have or insert myself into this conversation in any capacity beyond giving you what happened and treating this like a journalist, basically. So I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna give you the breakdown. I'm gonna link it, everything in the description. You can go watch it and think about it for yourself. You know, I'm heartbroken for authors I love that feel hurt by these statements that were made. I think that, you know, things happen, mistakes are made. And again, it's around Black romance. So I personally, and you should keep this in mind as well if you are not Black, cannot insert ourselves into this conversation for this community, because it's not our place. All we can do is give our love and support to the authors we love who are Black and who write amazing books, and go from there. All right, first up, I'm gonna give you a breakdown. This is from M. Ray Writes. I think that she did the best breakdown that I found. Let's go through these tweets. I saw a tweet about this live stream that discussed romance by Black women. In it, the OP states that there was a lot of anti-Blackness coming from Black women, and I was confused and upset. So I did a little digging and I found the stream on YouTube. I have words, a thread. The stream consisted of 5 Black women discussing the romance genre. It started out okay, nothing controversial, until they got on the subject of Black romance. The host asked questions about their feelings and thoughts on Black romance and their sudden interest from allies. She's starting with the only positive response. Again, I'm reading tweets. These are not my opinions. I'll start with the only positive response. The African queen that properly defined what Black romance is, and she excitedly expressed her views on how Black people deserve love, romance, happiness, and sex. Good sex. I loved her energy and her joy for Black love / romance. I agree. I love Black romance. I read a ton of it. As y'all know, I read everything. Like, I can be your example if anyone ever has to talk about like reading everything. I am that person. I read from Krampus and necrophilia with the Skeleton King to Black love and anyone in love, because I love love, and that's why I read romance. The other takes on Black romance were cringe, disappointing, and frustrating. One person could not differentiate street lit from Black romance, complained that she didn't read Black romance because of all the dialogue, as if all Black romance is the same. It was the Black romance is ghetto bad, I can't relate vibe. The same person hated the gritty part of street lit but had no problem with dark romance with cults, non-consensual sex, mafia. It would have been better to say I don't have a comment than to bash and negatively stereotype Black romance. Then let's continue with the next person with the wig. She started with excuses to not dismiss the importance of Black romance and then backtracked. Not dating a Black person doesn't mean you can't enjoy and relate to a Black romance. There are white women with non-Black partners that enjoy Black romance. Hi, me. The same person could relate more to Monster Smut than people of her own race. This sentiment about Black love not being relatable is dehumanizing. I didn't expect this from Black women to feed into the issue that harms Black writers and being trad published and valued. The last person dismissed Black romance and decided to focus on Black authors writing interracial or non-Black content. Her excuse was that I just want normal, casual Black romance. as if that doesn't exist. Like Google is your friend, and there's so many different types of black romance. Do the work and look for it. There's so many beautifully written black romance out there to meet everyone's taste. Stop reducing black romance to one thing. Stop reducing black literature in general to one thing, basically. So that was Emery Wrights. I felt like she did the best job fully summarizing the events. So this happened on the Black Prose Black Romance Book Summit. A lot of people thought it was about black romance. Some people thought it was just about romance in general. There was some miscommunication. A lot of statements were released. I will link to you to everyone's statements. So the people on that were Neeks, India, Steph's Romance Book Talk, and Noria from Noria Reads. I will link to everyone's comments down below where they replied. The Black Prose Summit did a great live the next morning and discussed everything, and I think they did a really good job handling it. As much as I can say that they did a good job, I think, you know, we saw a lot go down on Twitter that Saturday / whatever, that day, around this, and a lot of people were hurt, and it hurt me to see authors I adore feel hurt by this, because I can tell you so many authors I love that write black romance, and I keep looking for more and finding more, because I find that oftentimes to me their contemporaries are the most realistic, because it's not billionaires and this and that. It's pretty much everyday Joes, like, and I like that. I like an everyday hero. I don't want to marry the millionaire or the billionaire, you know? And I just, you know, there's a lot of hurt that happened around this. I think it's important that we are aware of what happened. But again, if you are not black, do not insert yourself into this conversation. I'm only sharing what happened here so that everyone can be aware and like go find it. But again, it is not your place, if you are not black, to insert yourself into this conversation. Anyways, I want to close this week with a reminder that although February is almost over, like this is going up on last day, Black love matters. Black love is important. As a romance reader, once again, you should be reading all kinds of love. You should not just be reading white love or interracial or any of that. I think that we can all find romances we like featuring all kinds of characters, and it's okay to read all of it. Like it makes sense. Like if you read romance, you love love to an extent, and that should mean that you want to see your surroundings reflected into the world. And I don't know about you, but I don't live in a place that I'm surrounded by white people. I see all kinds of love on the daily. It's why I read black love and LGBTQIA+ love and everything in between, because I love at the end of the day. So, all right, y'all, that's it for this month's, no, not weekly, never weekly. This month's Romancelandia Monthly. Links to everything discussed are in the comment or in the description box down below. Go ahead and drop a heart emoji because we all love love here. In the description box, if you made it this far, you can find links to find me anywhere on social media down below as well. If you think I missed anything this month, feel free to drop it, and let's have a fun conversation in the comments. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know.